What if a single piece of paper, hidden away for nearly 3 decades, could reignite one of the biggest royal controversies of all time? According to reports circulating in royal circles, a forgotten document signed by Princess Diana has suddenly resurfaced, and its contents may have changed the balance of power inside the royal family. The document reportedly carried one name: Prince William. And if the rumors are true, one quiet decision made by Diana in 1996 is still creating shockwaves nearly 30 years later. For decades, the story of Princess Diana, King Charles, and Queen Camilla has fascinated people around the world. Most believe that chapter ended long ago. But what if it didn't? Today, we're exploring reports surrounding a mysterious property, a hidden document allegedly connected to Diana, and a decision Prince William reportedly made that has royal commentators talking. Now, it's important to note that many parts of this story remain unconfirmed by Buckingham Palace. But the claims themselves have sparked enormous debate about Diana's legacy, William's future, and the continuing influence of events that began nearly 30 years ago. Let's get into it. The quiet decision nobody noticed. Sometimes the biggest royal stories don't begin with headlines. They begin with paperwork. Earlier this year, royal observers noticed something unusual, buried inside documents connected to the Duchy of Cornwall, the vast private estate that financially supports the Prince of Wales. For those unfamiliar, the Duchy is enormous. It owns farms, commercial properties, residential buildings, and thousands of acres of land across England. It generates millions of pounds each year and provides financial independence to the heir to the throne. When King Charles became king, Prince William inherited control of the duchy. And with that control came authority. One of William's early decisions reportedly involved a familiar name: Annabel Elliot. Annabel isn't just any employee. She's Queen Camilla's sister and has long been involved in interior design work connected to royal properties. For years, she worked on projects associated with royal estates and enjoyed a trusted relationship with both Charles and Camilla. But after William assumed control, reports suggest that arrangement quietly came to an end. No public dispute, no dramatic announcement, just a name disappearing from a list. At first glance, it seemed minor. But according to royal commentators, that decision may have been the first sign of a much larger shift taking place behind palace walls. And that shift would eventually lead back to Princess Diana. Diana's final year. To understand why this story matters, we have to travel back to 1996. For Diana, it was a year of profound change. Her marriage to Charles had officially ended. The divorce was finalized. The future she once imagined as Princess of Wales had disappeared. But while much of the world focused on the public drama, Diana was reportedly concentrating on something else: her sons. William was just 14 years old. Harry was 12. Friends and biographers have often described Diana as fiercely protective of her children. Whatever disagreements she had with the royal institution, she remained deeply committed to securing her son's future. According to reports discussed by royal commentators, Diana spent part of her final year organizing private matters she wanted settled. Not for the crown, not for royal officials, for her children. And this is where the story takes an intriguing turn. Some reports claim Diana signed documents connected to a small private property and indicated that it should ultimately belong to William. Not Prince William, the future king. Not Prince William, the heir. Simply William, her son. If true, the decision reflected something Diana often emphasized throughout her life: the importance of giving her children an identity beyond royal titles. And that brings us to a date that keeps appearing in discussions surrounding this story: December 1996. A date that, according to these reports, appears on the alleged document itself. The document that reappeared. Fast forward nearly 3 decades. Prince William is now the Prince of Wales. He's a husband, a father of 3, and the future king. According to reports circulating among royal commentators, William's legal team recently began reviewing historical paperwork connected to certain properties and arrangements from the 1990s. What they allegedly discovered was a signed document connected to Diana, a document reportedly naming William directly. Again, Buckingham Palace has not confirmed these claims. But if the reports are accurate, the significance is obvious. This wasn't a symbolic gesture. It was a documented expression of Diana's wishes. And after years of remaining untouched, the matter was suddenly being examined again. Imagine that moment. A piece of paper sitting quietly in a file for decades, forgotten by most, ignored by many, yet carrying the potential to alter ownership of something Diana reportedly intended for her son. For royal watchers, that possibility alone was enough to ignite intense speculation. And then came the next development. William reportedly decided to honor the arrangement. Why Camilla's family allegedly became concerned. This is where the story becomes especially controversial. According to several royal commentators, the property in question had been managed and maintained for many years within broader royal structures. During that time, individuals connected to Camilla's family were reportedly involved in aspects of its upkeep and presentation. One name appears repeatedly in these discussions: Annabel Elliot. The reports suggest that when legal ownership issues were revisited, some people connected to the property were surprised by the outcome. Even more dramatic are claims that Annabel allegedly contacted royal legal advisors after learning what was happening. Whether those reports are accurate remains impossible to verify publicly. But the story has captured attention because of what it symbolizes. For supporters of Diana, it represents her wishes finally being honored. For others, it raises questions about whether old family divisions are being reopened. Either way, the discussion quickly moved beyond a simple property dispute. It became a conversation about legacy. William's message. What makes this story so compelling isn't the property itself. It's what people believe the decision represents. For years, many royal observers have viewed William as someone who rarely speaks publicly about the pain his mother endured. Unlike some members of the family, he tends to communicate through actions rather than words. That's why commentators have attached so much meaning to this reported decision. If William truly chose to honor something Diana put in writing nearly 30 years ago, then the message seems clear. He remembers. He remembers the challenges his mother faced. He remembers the years leading up to her death. And he remembers the promises she may have made to him as a teenager. Whether one agrees with that interpretation or not, it helps explain why the story has resonated with so many people. Because at its core, this isn't really about land, legal paperwork, or royal finances. It's about a son and his mother. A relationship that continues to shape the future of the monarchy long after Diana's passing. The bigger question. There is another reason this story continues to attract attention. Many royal commentators believe it may signal a broader trend. Prince William is no longer simply a member of the royal family. He is the next king. With every passing year, his influence grows. His decisions increasingly shape the future direction of the monarchy. And if reports are correct that he is reviewing arrangements connected to Diana's final wishes, some observers believe there could be more developments ahead. Of course, much of this remains speculation. Without official confirmation, many details remain uncertain. But uncertainty has never stopped the public from being fascinated by royal history, especially when Princess Diana is involved. Because even today, nearly 3 decades after her death, few figures in modern royal history inspire as much emotion, loyalty, and curiosity. Whether these reports prove completely accurate or not, they highlight something undeniable. Princess Diana's legacy remains incredibly powerful. Her influence didn't end in 1997. In many ways, it continues through Prince William and the choices he makes today. Now I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you believe William is right to revisit and honor arrangements connected to his mother's wishes? Or should the royal family focus on moving forward rather than revisiting the past? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into royal history and behind-the-scenes palace stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.